Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day where you're at. We're going to talk boxing. We're going to talk Manny Pacquiao, Vasyl Lomachenko, but I want to let you guys know, as I'm shooting this video, it's currently January 24th, 11:52 p.m. here in the great city of Dania, Florida. So by the time you guys see this video, it'll be February. So I'm planning a little bit ahead because y'all just you don't know what's gonna hit you in February. I got a lot of stuff coming out in February, a lot of good stuff, a lot of interviews I've been doing on the low. Unless you follow me on Instagram, you don't even know about some of them. So just be on the lookout for them. It'll be good stuff coming out. But wanted to talk about Manny Pacquiao, Vasyl Lomachenko, because I've been asked by a lot of people to make this video. And some developments have come out since I was initially asked to do the video. But we'll start it off like this. Manny Pacquiao went on a Filipino television station, and he was basically just talking about like how he's in negotiations for a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko. And when I first heard that news, I was very happy about that because this is a fight I feel boxing needs. And I'm going to tell you why boxing needs this fight later on in the video, but it's a fight that boxing needs. I think it really, you know, if you look at history of boxing, you know, the young, upstart, you know, guy who's to start to have that fight where he beats the old champion. That's how it's worked, and that's how it's always worked. It happened recently with Joshua versus Klitschko. It happened with, you know, Mike Tyson versus, you know, Trevor Berbick. It happened with Larry Holmes Ali. It happened with a lot of fights, man. You know, it happened with, you know, Floyd De La Hoya, you know, things like that, fights like that, guys who are transitioning into superstardom that are fighting the older champion. So I feel like this is that it's going to happen for that reason alone. But aside from that, you know, it really is an intriguing fight. We'll start from the Lomachenko side of things. Okay, so you have Lomachenko, right? This otherworldly talent that a lot of people are rating pound for pound number one. I rate him pound for pound number one. I think he's the most skilled fighter in boxing. Lomachenko has stated many times that he wants to, you know, be great. He wants to be in big fights. He wants to go down as a legend. He wants to make history. So there's that. Then you go to the Manny Pacquiao side of things. You know, Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, still top, you know, 3 to 4 in the world. Even though he lost Jeff, still top 3, 4 welterweight. An all-time great fighter, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters to ever grace the sport of boxing. And I know that Lomachenko, in many ways, does have some aspirations in some ways to kind of follow in the footsteps of Manny Pacquiao, to dominate weight class after weight class after weight class. And, you know, this is a fight where it'd be a rare situation where Pacquiao would actually go in as the bigger man. And Lomachenko would actually have to try to beat up on a guy who's naturally the bigger fighter. So for those of you who have been saying that Lomachenko only beats up on small fighters, this would be a chance to do not just try to beat up a bigger fighter, naturally bigger fighter, but a guy that is an all-time great fighter. And for that reason alone, this fight has to happen. Style-wise, you know, they both have crowd-pleasing styles. Lomachenko with the angle, the kind of angles he gives you, and just the footwork he has and the defense he has, and then Manny Pacquiao with you know, maybe not the combination he used to have, but still when he lets his hands go, one of the most entertaining fighters to watch in boxing. So it's a stylistically, it's a very entertaining fight. The storylines make for an entertaining fight, and like no matter who wins that fight, if it's Lomachenko beating Pacquiao, you know, that gets him a guy like get a guy like Manny Pacquiao on your resume in your like 13th professional fight. That'd be huge. And if you're Manny Pacquiao, you know, to take a fight like this at 39 years old and beat a guy who's pound number one, it's the kind of win for Manny Pacquiao that would really put him in that, you know, even higher levels of boxing history, because it's very seldom throughout the course of boxing history that when someone of Manny Pacquiao's age meets someone at the stage of Lomachenko's career, it's seldom that the old champion wins. It's just not how it works. So to defy the odds again, as he's done so many times in his career, you know, that would be the intrigue of this fight for me. Now, let's get into what was reported. You know, we'll start with the Lomachenko side of things. Lomachenko's manager, Egis Klimas, as many of us know. Hold on, I'm gonna put my charger in the computer. Egis Klimas stated that, you know, Lomachenko is not not in the plans, or not Lomachenko, that Manny Pacquiao is not in the plans for Lomachenko, particularly not in the spring of this year, as it was rumored, because Manny Pacquiao was, according to him, was negotiating a fight to fight Lomachenko potentially in April. Here's what he said in regards to that whole scenario. He said, I quote, "No, we are not fighting Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is calling out Lomachenko, who is 3 weight classes down the scale from him. Manny Pacquiao is 147, and he's calling out Lomachenko, who is 130 pounds. That's insane." He then goes on by saying, the next thing you know, you'll have Gennady Golovkin calling out Lomachenko to fight. It would be like a light heavyweight. It'd be like Sergey Kovalev calling Manny Pacquiao to fight. It's ridiculous. There are negotiations now about pound for pound number 1, which is Lomachenko, Pacquiao said in an interview. There are still talks on the weight, reducing the weight. He's an old man, and Lomachenko beating him takes him nowhere. If the fight happened, they'll say Lomachenko beat an old man who came down in weight. So he goes on by saying, hold on, I know there's a lot of quotes, guys, so please bear with me. I'm just trying to get you the information. He then goes on by saying, I quote, "Look, we have our own agenda, our road, and our plans. That's where we're going. There's a lot of champions and good guys at 130 or 135. That's where we're going. Why isn't Pacquiao calling out Terence Crawford? Crawford is moving into Pacquiao's weight class. Why doesn't he call out Mikey Garcia, who is at 140? End quote. So let's dissect the Egis Klimas side of things. Egis Klimas basically just saying, like, look, man, like, we'll start with the first part. He says that, like, it's crazy that Pacquiao is calling out Lomachenko, but it's a known fact that Pacquiao could easily make the 140-pound limit. And quite possibly the 135. Like, Manny Pacquiao is not a big welterweight, so for him to make that, he stays in relatively good shape. He's a dedicated fighter for the most part. Pacquiao could make the weight. Like, and I know Lomachenko in the past in interviews, I believe on ES News, he stated that he would only fight Lomachenko at 135. So if Lomachenko's down for it, he's talking about being great. Then why not make the fight, man? And I highly disagree with what he's saying about him beating Manny Pacquiao. If Lomachenko goes in there, and let's say Lomachenko delivers a kind of performance, like if he does a Pacquiao, what Pacquiao did to De La Hoya all those years ago, that would be a star-making performance of the highest order. That would make him a household name overnight. That would take him to levels that nobody else in boxing outside of maybe Anthony Joshua, only in the UK, is currently at. And that's just the fact of the matter. Lomachenko is one of those guys, if you show Lomachenko to a lot of people that I know that don't watch boxing, and they just marvel at the guy. So the guy's a sensational fighter, and people Pacquiao, he's a worldwide figure. So it would put Lomachenko in the consciousness of many people who aren't following boxing 24/7 like we do here on True School Sports. So it's a big fight for him. So I highly disagree with Egis there. Then he goes on by saying there's a lot of champions and good guys at 130, 135 that would fight Pacquiao. That's ridiculous. As far as like he said Pacquiao needs to fight Terence Crawford. Why doesn't he call him out? Why doesn't he fight Mikey Garcia at 140? Now I'm gonna break down to both of you why this won't happen. So, as for the Terence Crawford thing, I used to be in the minority. I used to be one of those very loud minority of people that thought, Manny Pacquiao is ducking Terence Crawford, which is ridiculous because look at who Manny Pacquiao's fought in his career. Why would he duck Terence Crawford? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So I used to think that. I even made a video about it. But I also did. I remember in 2016, I did an interview with Michael Kantz, and you guys can go see that. I actually put it in the card right up here. So go check the card either here or here in one of the corners. This card, go click that video. Michael Kantz talked about. I asked him why wouldn't Manny Pacquiao fight Terence Crawford, and that's a fight that he said just didn't make sense. He wanted to get him in an exciting fight. He wanted to get him in a better stylistic fight, a fight that would sell more, because Crawford had proven earlier on in that year that he wasn't a big pay-per-view seller, and Pacquiao wanted an interesting fight against a more household name. So they try to get Adrian Broner, as you guys will see in the interview, try to get Adrian Broner, guys like that, even though I don't really think much of Broner. That's what happened. And on top of that, Bob Arum didn't feel confident putting Crawford in his matchmakers, didn't feel confident putting Crawford in with Pacquiao. I don't know what their stance is on that now, but in 2016, they didn't feel confident putting him in there. And then Crawford also didn't feel like he didn't want to move to 147 to fight Pacquiao when he was at 140, but now he's moving up to 147 to fight Jeff Horn. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. So Crawford lost his opportunity a long time ago, all right? And that's just what it is. As for Mikey Garcia, I guess Clemus and anybody in the Mikey Garcia camp that may watch this video, and I'm gonna have some more Mikey Garcia videos coming out, because I gotta keep talking to the real about this guy, because he's getting a lot of smoke blown up his behind by the boxing media, and nobody's gonna speak on his career in the current state it's in for what it really is. And Mikey Garcia, like, he's proven that he is not going to fight anybody worth a name, worth a damn, until he gets, you know, overpaid. And that's just what it is, man. Like, Mikey Garcia wouldn't fight Robert Easter Jr. because he said Robert Easter Jr. doesn't bring enough money to the table, but he's still fighting Sergey Lipinets, a guy in Lipinets who has accomplished less in his career than Amir Imam, who people give flack to. So there's that. You know, he didn't fight that guy. He turned down a fight with Linares. It was offered to him in November or October of last year, somewhere around that time, and it would have happened this Saturday, as I'm shooting this video. At the time I'm shooting this video, it would happen on January 27th. So he turned that down, and then he's fighting at 140, which is not where Lomachenko plans to fight him. So, you know, he's not going to fight anybody worth a damn. And now he's calling out Errol Spence, which I think is ridiculous, because Robert Garcia himself was on record saying recently that Mikey Garcia is not going to fight north of 140. So it's ridiculous. You know, Mikey Garcia wouldn't fight Pacquiao, because if he's asking for $3 million to fight Robert Easter Jr. and Lipinets and all these guys, what do you think he'll ask for in a Pacquiao fight? Well, he'll be the clear B side. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's not going to happen. So I think it's Clemus, man. Like, he's just trying to protect his investment, because he knows that's a tough fight, man. Like, people want to say what they want to say about Pacquiao, but he's still one of the best fighters in the world today. Still one of the top 15 to 20 best fighters in the world today. And that's even based off of the last 2 years. You know, he's beat Timothy Bradley. He's beat Jesse Vargas. You know, he took on Jeff Horn, a much larger man in his country. A lot of people thought he won that fight. Daniel stopped in the 9th round. You know, he's been giving him quality performance after quality performance late into his 30s. He's still a great fighter, and you guys are failing to recognize that. So that's what it is from the Lomachenko side of things. Freddie Roach, on the other hand, you know, he thinks Pacquiao can beat Lomachenko. I think that's a possibility, because of him being naturally stronger. Still a great fighter. People don't understand. Pacquiao is still a great fighter. But in regards to what he said about if he thinks Pacquiao can win the fight, here's what he said. I quote, "Yes, but the thing is, we need a real good training camp. We need him to get out of being a senator for a little while." I said, "Manny, this is too tough of a sport to have another job. You've got to concentrate, really be prepared for this fight, and you have to be aggressive in this fight, because Lomachenko does have great footwork. But if you press him hard enough and so forth, you take that away from him, and he's beatable." That's just what it is there in regards to that. So you know, I think that's actually an accurate assessment, because, like, the way Pacquiao can press you, the way Manny Pacquiao could press you, it's not like most fighters. Manny Pacquiao presses you, he's giving you angles, punches are coming from different places, and they're hitting you hard and they're hitting you fast. And he kind of had the kind of effect Lomachenko has on fighters when he's accurate with his accuracy. Pacquiao has that same effect with his own accuracy. His accuracy with his left hand in particular keeps a lot of fighters at bay and makes them scared to open up. And he's able to offset what they might have planned to do in the ring initially because of his accuracy. And Lomachenko has been fighting a lot of guys, man, like Nicholas Walters, Rick and Diao, all these guys. He kept them at bay with his accuracy. Pacquiao is a lot more aggressive than those guys. And it'd be a lot harder to keep a guy like that at bay with your accuracy than, you know, Walters, Rick and Diao, Sosa, guys of that nature. You know, so, you know, I agree with this assessment, and I do think Manny Pacquiao could win the fight, but it's a fight that I want to see happen. And then, you know, obviously Roach, you know, he's gonna be confident in his fighter, particularly Manny Pacquiao. So there's that. And then last but not least, you know, Bob Arum recently stated as well that Manny Pacquiao, he wants Manny Pacquiao to fight in the Big Apple. So the cards are lining up. It's all making sense. Like, if not, cause I was gonna check this. I was gonna pull it up in front of me. I wasn't sure. Like, I couldn't think in my head. Has Manny Pacquiao ever fought in New York? I feel like he had, but I wasn't 100% sure, because most Manny Pacquiao fights that I remember watching were always like in Las Vegas or, you know, wherever. I'm trying to see if he has ever fought in New York. See, Las Vegas, Arlington, Las Vegas, San Antonio, Los Angeles. Wow, he's never. Manny Pacquiao has never fought in New York City. Wow, it's dawning on me. So Manny Pacquiao, from what I have in front of me, he never fought in New York City, and Lomachenko is consistently fighting in New York City. You know, there's a big Ukrainian population in New York City. Pacquiao is a big global star. Pacquiao has never fought in New York City. So think about the stars are aligning, guys. You guys got to see this for what it is. Lomachenko is arguably the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in boxing. He's a good ticket seller in New York City. There's a big Ukrainian population in New York City. Then you got Manny Pacquiao, a guy who's a global superstar, one of the biggest names, not just in boxing, but in all of sports, fighting in probably, you know, I would argue the media capital of the world in New York City. Madison Square Garden, Manny Pacquiao coming to the Garden to fight the pound-for-pound king at 39 years old. Can he do it? Can he dethrone the pound-for-pound king and get one last great victory? I mean, it really makes sense from a promotional standpoint. This fight makes too much damn sense. The styles, the way these guys fight, you know, I would pay $70 for this fight. I really would. This is the kind of fight. This is one of those fights I would pay $60, $70 for. So, I mean, I want to see it. Make it happen, you know, sometime this year. And that's just what it is, man. I really do hope that this is something to look into. 135, maybe I think a catch weight maybe like 136, 137 would probably be a good alternative for this fight, because, you know, they call Manny Pacquiao the catchweight king. This is a fight you make at a catchweight, I think, because Lomachenko doesn't want to go all the way to 140. Pacquiao really shouldn't have to make the concessions to Lomachenko, because Pacquiao would be the clear A side in this fight. And 137, 136 and a half seems like, you know, a weight they should agree on. So that's just what it is there. And it'd be interesting to see, man, like on YouTube, if that fight does get made, like, because I know Pacquiao gets a lot of hate from Floyd fans, and those same Floyd fans also hate Lomachenko. So it'd be interesting to see how a lot of the channels in the YTPC react to this. I mean, this fight all around is just going to provide entertainment value. So yeah, man, hopefully it happens. And it's you know, I really think Manny Pacquiao in that fight, he has a fantastic chance. People don't give him a chance. I think he has a fantastic chance to really defy the boxing odds and boxing history almost, like, and beat Lomachenko. I really think he does. I would pick Lomachenko, and I definitely favor him, but I'm not. It'd be hard against. It's hard to bet against Manny Pacquiao. He's still a great fighter. And people don't watch boxing. They just listen to media. People don't know shit about boxing, and you know, it is what it is, man. But that's just my take on everything. I gave you guys the news. For those of you who've been asking for me to make this video, I made the video. Let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think Manny Pacquiao could win this fight? Is this something that you deem as realistic for the Pac-Man? Because I think it is. And in regards to the fact to be Lomachenko, to be fighting in a fight of that magnitude in your 13th fight, to maybe get a name like Manny Pacquiao on your resume by your 13th fight, I mean, I think that would be huge for his career. So that's what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I always say in every video, my name is Brendan Taylor, and you love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. And that's Dania in South Florida, if you didn't know. So if you didn't know, you know, get geography up. And until next time, take care, guys.